Okay, I think we are live. Okay. Got some Hall & Oates planned because last night, you may have seen, I think I posted some stuff on Snapchat and Instagram. We were at the Hall & Oates concert here. It's pretty awesome. Let me see if I can get set up so I can see your comments. Let me see your see if I can find it here. Oh, here we go. There we are. Okay. Very good. So now I can see who gets on and your comments. So we're just going to talk a little bit today. I do have my guitar here. We're going to sing a song, or I'm going to sing a song. You can sing with me if you want. But let's see. Make sure that's a follower. Yeah, so I won't be able to talk or sing much today because on Monday I actually have a scope for my vocal cords, and so I need to kind of rest a little bit before then. Yay, we've got some viewers. Let me know you're here so I can see who you are and say hello. But yeah, so I can't talk or sing as much as I'd like. So we've got Hall & Oates doing that right now for us, which was awesome. It was a good time. They're great. They have great stuff, obviously, and they still sound really good. So it was really fun. So, as the caption or the status thing here says, we're going to be talking, or I'd like to share a little bit about fear. And the reason I chose that is because that's basically, I hope you guys can hear me. The music's not too loud. Let me know. That is essentially what Vulnerably Vibrant is about. And since I did the whole launch on Wednesday, which I am super excited about, I figured that it would be a good thing to come on and kind of share a little bit of the backstory behind that. So I'm hoping, the plan is to do several of these, hopefully once a week over the next few weeks, and then hopefully forever, or as long as we can. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of explain what Vulnerably Vibrant is and how we got there, and it's all rooted in fear and overcoming it. And so I guess I wanted to start with that one because that's how it all happened. So that's kind of what I'd like to talk about today, and hopefully we can talk through the comments and kind of hang out. Let's see, do we have anybody on? Provided us, then watching you. Ooh, good one. Okay, I don't know. Awesome. Wait a little bit here. Listen to this good old song. Oh my gosh. Cool. Oh, sorry. Don't want to do that. Cover you guys up. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to get started a little bit. Let me know if the music's too loud. I'm just going to kind of keep it playing. And then I do have one song prepared, so. Alright, so let's just jump right in. Hey, somebody's online, comment so I know who's here, who we're hanging out with. Anyway, so we're going to talk about fear today. I'm going to talk about it, and I'd like to talk with you guys back and forth a little bit. But so like I said, just kind of wanted to give a little bit of backstory behind Vulnerably Vibrant, and basically the whole theme is all about overcoming fear and identifying that in our life, and overcoming it. And it's confusing sometimes because, well, especially in my journey, that's kind of what I call it, because it's definitely an adventure. Because a lot of times we don't even know that these things exist that can kind of hold us back, and or hold me back anyway. And a lot of it, when that happens, is because it's all rooted in fear. And this past year, I know when I launched on Wednesday, I mentioned that this past year has brought a lot of change. Yay, we've got more people. Welcome, welcome everyone. Let me know who's here. I don't know why I can't see who pops on. That would be cool. I haven't done enough of these to know really how they work, so teach me if you know. But anyways, okay, so lots of change has happened this past year. A lot of change. I mean, got married, which is wonderful, and moved to a new city. I'm here in Kansas City now. Is also wonderful. I got my first big kid job. I was working as a rehab specialist at a chiropractic office here. Shout out to Northland Physical Medicine, all my friends there. Wonderful place, and learned a lot. I was working as a rehab specialist there, and was helping people feel better through movement, which is definitely one of my passions and part of Vulnerably Vibrant. So that was a really wonderful experience. We got a puppy. I'll have to bring her on one of these times. She's sleeping right now, I hope. She's out hanging out with Max. So, but yeah, so much change, and it's all been really good. And it's also taken a lot of work as well. And when I was working long hours, and it just never seemed to have enough time to do anything with music. And that is a huge passion of mine, of course. And so I've always wanted to do music full time, or start my own business or something along those lines. And it was difficult, with how much time was going other directions. And that's life. So I started looking at ways to kind of move forward with the whole music thing. Hi people! I see numbers popping up. I don't know exactly how many, but oh, it says tap the okay, cool. Spencer, hey, how are you? Welcome. Okay, I'm just talking about fear. So, anyways, so I started kind of digging into how I could, even if it was small ways to kind of move forward in this music thing or something like that. And one thing that I've struggled with for a long time, like years, back to even high school, is vocal cord injury. So I actually really struggle with vocal nodules, and I have a polyp as well. And so that was something that I was like, okay, if I'm going to do something with music, it would make sense to heal my voice. Like, that's what I'm going to use, right? And so, yeah, that basically, I won't tell all the details. If you're interested, definitely ask questions, because I'd love to share, but I don't want to bore you to death. But just want to give you kind of a backstory of what's going on. But anyways, so at the beginning of the year, I started seeing a laryngologist, I think is what they're called. And basically we did the scope, and I got that diagnosis and kind of put together a plan to really start fixing that problem while I was still working as the rehab specialist, spending a lot of time doing those types of things as well. And so I started seeing a speech therapist, and I went to I'm still going. It's called a vocal pedagogy, something like that. Basically, voice training. And so I've been doing that all year so far and seeing a lot of improvement. So that's what my scope is for on Monday. But in the midst of all of that, one of the biggest things that I learned was that obviously our voice is like the only instrument that is part of our body, and that actually a lot of like mental and emotional and everything plays into your voice. And so I realized that actually it was crazy, because at the it was at the first scope, that appointment, then when the very first of all my appointments, they were all like, maybe we need to think about some like stress management stuff, because it seems really restricted and like held back, reserved. And I was like, okay, well, I'd been thinking about it for a while, so that is how that was kind of brought to my attention. It was kind of crazy roundabout way. So anyways, that's kind of how my the whole idea started coming to me, because it was all like I had this injury that was kind of rooted in fear and anxiety and kind of needed to be overcome in order to heal that. So that is where it all kind of stems from. And so it's been a big journey of learning how to cope with things and overcome a lot of fear and stuff like that. Like, honestly, this is kind of scary for me, so it's been good. And I'm excited to share the message, because I think it's really powerful. I mean, we all struggle with fears and things like that. So that is where it all came from. So, which is, I mean, I think when I started getting into all of that, I realized that my biggest fear was to be vulnerable, which is kind of crazy, being a performer and on stage and stuff like that, where you're in front of people a lot of the time. But yeah, it makes sense. It's not like a wild off-the-wall fear, but I think it's a powerful thing when you understand that. So that's where that all has come from. The most interesting thing to me, though, through all of that is I think that I'm really excited to share it, because the fact that I do have like a vocal injury is just, I mean, obviously a lot of musicians and singers, it's not uncommon. Like, it's a pretty common injury that would happen, obviously. But I think that it's pretty easy for people to be like, well, I have this injury that I've had for 7 years now. It's not going away, and I don't horribly abuse my voice, so maybe I'll just go the other route. Because I went to school in exercise science, and I have other routes. So I think it would have been really easy to do that, but it was really encouraging to, I think it's Paul in the Bible, and he says that he asks for the thorn to be removed in his side. But then he goes to say that that's actually what forces him to rely on God's strength and not his. And I think that tells me that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, because there's lots of thorns. And it's still important to stay there and not rely on my own strength, because I can't, because I have an injury. So anyways, hi Kaylin, how are you? Welcome. We're just talking about fear here. Good old stuff, right? Anyways, I think I'm going to share the song with you, and then we can talk more. While I'm singing, I want you to think about, and I think it'd be kind of cool to, it's sometimes difficult to identify, like, what the thorn might be in your side. But think about that. If you feel comfortable sharing it, I think it'd be cool to see everything. Hello! Oh my gosh. Let's sing. Okay, I have to turn Hall & Oates off. Dang it. Okay, yes. I'm so excited to share. Okay, bye guys. Okay, so this song, part of my plan for the whole Vulnerably Vibrant message is to, I don't know if you watched the video, but is to share my faith story through speaking and singing, and I want to be able to do that in churches and schools and wherever they'll let me share the message. But this is a song. Oh, that wasn't right. Hold up. This is a song on Greater Height that is called Rush. And it's essentially like an adrenaline rush. It's like fight or flight, which is fear. That's where it comes from. Better. So yeah, okay, actually I'm not going to use a pick because it might be too loud. Let me know if the levels are wrong. I don't know if I'll be able to fix it much right now, but at least I'll know in the future. So anyway, this is Rush. And just think about what might be a thorn in your side. Hi Bill, welcome. Hi Shayna. What would be that? Okay, yes, so anyways, that is my song about fight or flight and how it can be a good thing, because it does. It's there for a purpose, but we're not supposed to live in it. And I think that it's so easy to do sometimes, especially when you don't know it's happening or it's been there for so long. And so identifying it, like being aware of it is... Thanks, Kaylin. That's so nice. It's definitely important to be able to identify that and shed some light on it. Because I think, honestly, once you do that, then it just leaves a lot of times. I mean, of course, sometimes it does take a lot of work, but to overcome, a lot of times it does. But sometimes even just being aware of it can kind of fix the problem. So... it's definitely the first step. So, anyways, that's Rush on Greater Height, and that is definitely about the fight or flight response, and just coursing through your veins. You can hear some of the lyrics in there talk about that, but anywho, let's see, did I have anything else written down that was necessary to be talked about? Do you guys have any questions about anything that this is? I think next time we talk, I mentioned earlier that I would like to do this during the whole fundraising for Vulnerably Vibrant. I'm actually raising money, of course, to get the whole ministry going, but for a program called Revelation Wellness, which so Vulnerably Vibrant is a message, music, and movement, and then of course we know the music portion. The message of it all is really in the name, Vulnerably Vibrant, and it's all about overcoming fear and things like that. So that's the message. It's kind of this tying them both together, but it's all very holistic, and a huge passion for that. And I think that music and movement, it just encompasses everything, and it's awesome. So Revelation Wellness is what I'm doing for the movement piece of all of that, which is really cool. It's a faith-based training where I will learn how to, I'll have more experience, I guess, in group exercise, instruction, and then since it is very faith-based, it's like ministry leadership training. So it'll be like a community that will support that side of it all, and then just kind of help me connect with you guys on a really deep level with movement. So I'll be able to teach classes and do workouts as kind of a form of worship with people and teach others how to move, because I don't think we need to be doing intense exercises. The only form of movement, even walking or cleaning the house and stuff, can do that. Interested to hear? Oh, thank you. Yes, this is really cool for me to be sharing, because it's been on my heart, and my brain doesn't stop creating things. So to finally tell people about it is really exciting. And like I said, it's pretty cool because, it felt like something crawled on me. It's pretty exciting because, like I said, it's been in the works for so long, and just all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff, and so to finally really share it, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's really exciting. So that's what the fundraising for this month is actually going to, is to help pay for that Revelation Wellness training. And that happens then almost immediately once this whole month is done. So I think it's like August 20th or something like that. So we've got 9 weeks of training, which it's pretty in-depth. We're using all of the ACE materials. And yeah, so it's been a lot of work and a lot of fun. And I've grown so much and learned so much, and I'm excited to share it with you all. So I think that I am going to check out for now. But again, if you guys have any questions about anything, if you think of, those darn thorns in your side, put them in the comment, because I think it's really cool to see that, like, sometimes we're placed in different areas, and yeah, that's exactly where we have these struggles, which is, it's kind of crazy, but it's how it works, and I think that it's meant to be that way. So that'd be kind of fun to see, if you're comfortable sharing, of course. But yeah, so awesome. Next week I'm going to try and get on about the same time, and I'm also going to try and schedule it. I was kind of new to the whole Facebook living thing. But I'm going to try and schedule it, because I think that then you can open up like discussion about it before, and then maybe we can talk more that way. So I'm going to try and schedule it. It should be around the same time. And you'll be able to see that, and we can maybe talk about that more. I'll put a little bit of a description, so maybe that will help. But it's going to be about vulnerability and the difference between kind of the normal definition of it, you know, like vulnerable to like attack or wounds or hurt, all that. And then the flip side of that, which is what this whole message is about. So I think that will be kind of a fun discussion. And I'll hopefully have some more music for you too after we see my scope and take a look at these fancy little flaps. I don't know. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for popping on and hanging out. If you enjoyed anything that we talked about, definitely share. You can see, I think it's in the status part of this right now. Yes, the website to the landing page for Vulnerably Vibrant, and if you feel inclined to support the message, you can donate and support us on there. But just sharing this is so helpful, and I really appreciate your support always, of course. And we'll hang out next time. See you guys. Let's see, how do I get off of here?